Hello everyone and welcome to this broadcast. Today we'll be looking at a recently played professional game between Oishi 7 Dan and the Oza title holder Nakamura Taichi in the 76th B2 class round robin. The reason I chose this game to show you is to bring to your attention a middle game theme that I thought is useful to know. While I still have this fresh in my mind, I'll begin at this part of the game, then return to make comments on the remainder afterwards. So here, white has just played 1-3 pawn, and black found a way to get play on the central file. At the moment, it looks as if white has everything on the file solidly blocked and protected. If you're a chess player and are familiar with interlocking pawn chains, you might think that this would be kind of difficult to break down. But one major difference with shogi is that the pawns can't lock up this way, and so it leads to more fluid positions. Two features of this position are black's major pieces exerting pressure down the fifth file, but how to make use of this. The key to this is black having so many pawns in hand, which changes the situation radically. Let's see what he does. Takes 5-3 pawn. Going behind the pawn and dropping where the opponent wants to drop. And not immediate rook takes, because this is fail. So 5-3 pawn, and Nakamura took it with the gold on 5-2, and now this gold is a target. Instead of taking with that gold, if he takes with the other gold, 5-5 pawn, same pawn, 6-6 lance, 1-4 pawn, 6-4 lance, 5-6 lance, 5-7 pawn, 6-4 gold, 5-6 pawn. So continue this way. And instead of 5-6 lance, if takes 5-5 rook, 5-4 lance, 7-5 rook, and nothing can stop the promotion. Okay. Instead of 5-5 pawn, if 6-5 knight, 7-5 pawn, 9-5 bishop, 9-4 pawn, takes the gold, captures 7-3 bishop promote, 1-6 knight, 1-8 king, silver up, 7-4 bishop, 7-7 dragon, 5-1 token. Also you could play 3-9 gold, black's doing well. And instead of 7-3 bishop promotes, there's also this 8-4 bishop. Check. He has to be careful not to do 1-8 king, because 2-8 gold, 1-7 king, 1-4 pawn, and it's white who's doing better. So he does 1-7 king instead, 1-4 pawn, 5-3 gold, captures, check, king up, promotes. Yeah, it's getting kind of tight around the king area. Alright, check. Just defends against a drop on 2-8. 4-1 gold, takes. Black's doing better. Let's go back. After 5-3 pawn, if instead he decides not to capture it and goes 4-3 gold, black can just continue attacking naturally with 6-2 token. Okay, so after that, Nakamura just takes it. 5-5 pawn, and next 5-4 pawn is a threat. 8-5 pawn. Instead of this, he takes. There's two really good ways to continue. One is 5-4 pawn, same gold. 6-6 knight. 5-3 gold. 6-2 token. 1-4 pawn. 5-4 pawn. 4-3 gold and 6-3 token. And instead of 5-4 pawn, another way to go is 6-2 token. 1-4 pawn. 5-4 pawn. Takes. And 6-3 token. Yeah, both of these look pretty good. Okay, let's go back. So 8-5 pawn. Takes. 1-4 pawn. 5-4 pawn. 4-3 gold. And 5-7 lance. So here the situation clarified, and black's play on the fifth file has been a success. Let's see what happened. Promotes, takes, lance takes, gold takes. Here there's more than one good way to continue. The game continuation was 5-1 token, but 5-4 pawn also works. 4-3 gold and 5-1 token. Instead of this 6-5 knight also looks like a possibility because it attacks the gold, but here white can slow things down. 5-7 pawn, rook takes. 5-4 lance, 5-5 pawn, and 6-5 silver. Okay, so let's go back. 2 gold, 4-3 gold, 1-2 pawn. This is also possible. Yeah, we'll look at this one later on. 4-3 gold, 1-2 pawn, 2-2 bishop, 5-5 pawn, 2-4 pawn. Pawn promotes, bishop takes, 4-1 token, 7-2 dragon, 5-3 gold. This is a violent move, sacrificing material and forcing the sabaki. Nakamura took with the gold. If instead silver takes, 5-4 pawn, same silver, 3-1 bishop promotes, 2-3 king. Now black finishes off nicely with 5-4 rook, same gold, and 2-1 bishop, forking the gold and the bishop. This variation was given in Ayumu's video, so thank you for that. Okay. 5-2 gold, 5-3 pawn promotes. Now if he takes with the gold, black can just sacrifice the rook with 5-3 rook promote, silver takes, bishop takes. Black got two generals for the rook, so this is much better for him. Let's go back. So instead of this, Nakamura tried some Nebari with 5-5 pawn. Took the gold. Same dragon. 6-4 bishop. Same pawn. 1-2 silver drop, and now black is winning. So let's see how he finished it off. Check takes. 2-1 silver promotes. 1-5 lance. 1-7 pawn. Takes. 5 pawn. 2-2 promoted silver. 1-6 pawn. 3-3 gold. 1-7 pawn promote. And he simply just runs away. There's no need to run into a spade of checks on the edge. If he did take it, it'd be he'd end up getting mated. 1-6 pawn, king, 2-5 gold, king back, 1-6 lance, 2-8 king, 1-7 bishop, back in atama king, mate. So black instead just ran away. So when you're being attacked, you make sure you run away from the danger and not towards it. 5-6 lance, 4-2 silver, and this leads to mate in all variations. Takes, 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 rook drop. Now 5-3 king. If instead 4-3 king, is this mate? Okay. And if 5-1 king, 7-3 bishop, king over, and mate. Okay. So 5-3 king, and it ended with 5-4 pawn, and white resigned because if king takes, check, 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 and this is going to be a mate. So instead of 6-5 king, if he interposes, just bishop check over and mate. If instead of taking the pawn, he does 4-3 king, just 3-4 bishop, king takes, 6-6 knight, king up, promotes over and check. Okay, let's go back, and finally 6-3 king, 8-1 bishop, king up, 7-2 rook promotes, and that's also going to be an easy mate. Okay, now I'm going to make some brief remarks about the other parts of the game, so let's go back all the way to the beginning so you can see what went on. Okay, so against black's 5-5 pawn Nakabisha, white chose the so-called crossfire variation characterized by the silvers on 4-4 and 6-4. That and that. Okay, and here Nakamura does a forceful lance exchange. And that was a position that we started at. Just something I should add is the Mino side has to be careful about a potential 1-6 knight drop later on in the game. Another thing to keep in mind is if you ever do this type of exchange like Nakamura did, be careful because it does cede initiative, because white needs to spend another move to recapture the lance. It also weakens the edge for white side as well, and it ends up being a feature in the actual game continuation. Okay, we can speed forward. There's a edge weakness. Okay, and instead of that, there's this 4-1 Tolkien continuation. 1-3 bishop, 2-5 knight, bishop up, takes. Now there's that threat of 1-6 knight, and if you defend against it with 1-6 pawn, it's a shibui move. And if you like moves like this, you really should look at the games of Moriuchi, because he finds this kind of thing quite often, although here I doubt it'd get his seal of approval, because after 2-4 knight, 2-5 silver, 1-5 pawn, white's still getting some play on the edge, so the game continuation was more direct. Okay. And finally, instead of 2-1 silver promote, incidentally, you could also flick this strong move in. And that's it for this game. If any of you get to use the main theme in the game with the pawn attack on a file, please let me know. I'd like to see that you're learning. If you enjoyed and learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I love receiving feedback, comments, questions, criticisms are also always welcome. Please leave them in the comment section below. Finally, for those who have some understanding of written Japanese, I wanted to bring to your attention the MyNavi site. They have a 50% off sale on many shogi books and PDFs from now until January the 14th. So free advertisement, MyNavi. The link for the site is located in the video description. Thank you for joining me today. I hope everyone is having happy holidays.